Oh, they're back in general. Never mind. So yeah, Calico is being attacked by a number of different players. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get everybody's perspective on what was going on here. So we've got the French fighting against Calico. We've got Aragon. We've got Portugal. We've got Kildare, Morocco, Ottomans. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a bit of revenge for past dalliances, shall we say. Look at Wales. Yeah, I know, Wales has been taken by Kildare. That happened a while ago. During the peace deal. Is England involved in this? Because this would be an opportunity for a bit of English revenge, but no, I don't think they are. So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be so dismissive. Yes, I saw Kildare piece them out. That happened when we was talking to Mindboy. And Gaeldom also. That I did not notice. So England is just the southeast of England minus London. Yeah, England's in trouble. Bohemia. Commonwealth, Bohemian Unification War against the Commonwealth. Hungary, Moldavia, Livonia, and Silesia. Commonwealth is allied to... Who's... What? Who's fighting the Commonwealth? Bohemia has invaded the Commonwealth. Okay, so one of the things that's arisen from the latest patch is apparently suicidal AIs, where this type of thing happens. Bohemia's just declared war on the Commonwealth, and all of the Commonwealth's allies, and is going to get ruffle stomped here. Like, that's not even a contest. No, Unification War. Oh, the Commonwealth declared this war. Never mind. Okay. But still, that is an issue with the latest patch, apparently. But this is far less interesting compared to this. Now, has Calico done his usual thing? No, not yet. He's still got a little bit of manpower. He might want to murk up a bit. He is under his force limit. I think he's been recovering from previous wars for a while. I think Hungary is in a PU under Poland. Because I know Helson loves to expand diplomatically. That's Brittany. Why am I saying Brittany? Oh, there we go. Yep, junior partner under the Commonwealth. So the Commonwealth is starting to intermarry with everyone, and this is also a partnership war with Bohemia. So the Commonwealth is about to get Hungary and Bohemia. I wonder how Brandenburg and Austria are going to feel about that one. Like, this is a very scary blob now. A very, very scary blob. Commonwealth, sorry. Castile have taken a couple of Aragonese provinces. Granada is being attacked by Morocco at the same time. Morocco... Is Granada under anyone? What's the deal here? Granada is a march under Castile. Okay. Castile currently beating the Portuguese army. Castile has a lot of morale. Of course they do. Castile starts off with plus 15%. What ideas have Castile got, though? Exploration and quality, but they have not started either. Castile has had a really bad time in terms of rulers. They've had a string of really, really bad rulers. Has the Congo taken all of the Congo yet? I'm not sure. I just want to see this fight. So Castile is losing this. They're trying to move into Morocco. And there's the stack wipe. They were unable to retreat. Don't know exactly what happened there. But he would have been stack wiped there anyway. You wanted to see the Congo. Congo's down here. Congo is still dealing with rebels. These rebels haven't actually done anything. Not entirely sure what's going on here. Meanwhile, who were Castile's allies again? Burgundy. So this is where France could get some payback. But then again, France isn't exactly looking their strongest. We've got Flanders, we've got Burgundy. Brittany is in this as well. France is going to be the battlefield again. And I don't see any of France's friends helping them out here. So this is just going to be France against Burgundy. And right now, my money's on Burgundy. Oh no, the Ottomans are here. The Ottomans are here. Okay, fair enough. Austria, meanwhile, is also in that war, currently fighting against Savoy. So Austria could come and help France. I don't know necessarily that they will. I think the Ottomans helping the French, though, is a good sign. And Commonwealth is well and truly thrashing Bohemia. Okay. Gaeldom, are you a march or anything? No, I think you were just forced out of the country, and Denmark is now beating up Gaeldom. Although, Denmark, how are you doing for AE? England, Kildare, a little bit with Burgundy. Like last time, Denmark took a bunch of the British Isles and then promptly lost it all because of coalitions. And he lost it because he got overambitious taking on Scotland after having beaten England, and he's doing exactly the same thing again. Meanwhile, Brittany is fighting against the Franco-Ottoman armies and is winning through, I think, just sheer weight of numbers. Nope, they lost. So that Ottoman general, again, paying dividends. 4-3-3-1. And the Ottomans, as we saw previously, has got the strongest army in the world. Well, had the strongest army in the world. I think that that particular medal is going to go to the Commonwealth. Because we know the Commonwealth troops are kind of ridiculous. But what are the Ottomans looking like? The Ottomans have a 10-25-10 versus the Commonwealth's 40-63-10. Yeah, the Commonwealth's forces are strong, but then the Ottomans do have Janissaries, and I don't actually know what Janissaries do. That's not the Ottomans. Can I please switch to the Ottomans? I thought they had big buttons. Apparently not. How do the Ottoman Janissaries work? I've never played as the Ottomans, so I don't know. Just military drill. I thought they were a special infantry type. Apparently not. Oh, it's a modifier. Elite regiments, army drill. No, that's not it.
Hello.
Hello.
What's happened? I had no idea this happened.
Yes, I saw that people are kind of going after you.
I don't know whether or not I should unconquer Portugal to save Burgundy, so France didn't get any land on.
Sorry, you cut out there. You don't know if you should what?
Unconquer Portugal to save Burgundy.
That's your choice. I mean, Burgundy is definitely a thorn in France's side, and he does have the Ottomans up there.
Yeah, I see. So it's only a matter of time until he's going to reclaim his stuff up there.
Mm-hmm. It's up to you. I mean,
Yeah.
I was going to say I don't think you're out, but then I saw you were stack wiped, so... Yeah.
I know, my troops retreated to Toledo after losing in Toledo. I was really confused.
Where did you tell them to retreat to?
To Vizcaya.
Vizcaya. You should always try and retreat to a province with a fort. That almost always works. If you retreat to a province that doesn't have a fort, they'll sometimes screw up.
Yeah, they just decided to. I was like, what?
They retreated to the nearest fort, which was Toledo. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I was really confused.
Mm-hmm.
We also screwed up at the start because 10 years ago, I meant to unrival Aragon to ally him.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent the 100 dip to unrival him. And then I accidentally misclicked, and I then re-rivaled him.
Oops.
I unrivaled to re-rival. I was like, oh, great. But yeah. So I'm not looking too hot here in Castile.
So yeah, you might well want to unconditional just so that they don't completely ruin your country with devastation.
Yeah. Like it was looking hot. Look at my tech. It's like proper getting up there. I'm back almost. Then.
Yeah, you've had a string of really bad rulers. I know that. Because I keep looking at your ideas going, we've got good choices. Oh, hang on. You've got no ideas actually in them.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm dead now, though. RIP. Very sad.
Well, the longer you hold out, the more attrition you do to them, though actually they're managing that pretty well.
I'm always going to wait until they start sitting down Burgundy stuff, and I will uncon.
Fair enough.
They don't get your stuff. Alright, anyway, I'll see you in a bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Who is number 2 greatest power? Commonwealth. Although the Timmy's not that far behind. And then the Ottomans. And then Mamelukes. I want to play Mamelukes. In the state, you can conscript Janissaries from the state map mode. Ah. More heathen development, the more Janissaries we can draw from them. This can only be done once every 5 years. And what's the benefit of Janissaries? Are they just like free manpower or something? Battles up here. Burgundy fighting against Austria in Tyrol. This is a defensive battle for the Austrians. Hence the -2 from the mountains. This is not going to be good for Burgundy. I mean, this war is only good for France, because this is just going to mean a much significantly reduced Burgundians. It kind of depends on how much Austria and the Ottomans want to help them out, though. Oh. That's an unconditional, so the 1 minute timer has started. Helson should know the rules. I'm going to just warn him, though.
Well, no, but the land I want.
That's an unconditional, I think, so Helson, 1 minute.
Yep.
Cool.
Alright. 1 minute starting from now. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
It's okay. Cool. So yeah, the rule that we have is if you peace out regularly, you can pause and you can take as long as you need to.
Yo, Mordred,
Yo.
sorry, I have a question. I unconditional, as you see.
Yeah.
Do I have to accept the individual peace deals from Aragon and Morocco, or just the one for Portugal?
Just the one for Portugal.
Okay, cool. I thought I missed. Okay, cool.
So yeah, the house rule is if you do a regular peace offer, you can pause the game, you can spend as long as you want to do it. If you unconditionally surrender, you will get 1 minute of pause time, at which point we'll unpause and the game will continue. Hi.
Castile rejected peace offers from the other people in the...
Yeah, fine. He only has to accept it from Portugal.
He only has to? Alright, was just making sure.
And that's to stop people from completely stalling the game, because we've had that in the past where someone will just stall the game, sit there for about 15 minutes trying to make a peace deal, which frankly they should have sorted out before.
Speaking of which, when's the timer up for that?
Whenever a minute was.
Yeah, so it should be now, so I'm unpausing.
Yep. And keep it unpaused. Just in case they try and do it again. They know the rules. Because the whole point of an unconditional surrender is to force a peace deal through. Because as long as they have unconditional surrendered, if we go over to Portugal, they will be suffering call for peace. And it's a pretty brutal call for peace. Which of the DLCs would I consider to have the best in terms of overall gameplay improvement mechanics? That's a very difficult one to answer, because in the past it would definitely have been Cossacks, Art of War, and whichever one it was that added development. But now that they've made development and estates part of the base game, they're now free features, there's no DLCs I would say are must-haves. There are definitely DLCs which are nice to have, though. Hey.
So, Mordred, Bob just disconnected. Is that scheduled, or...?
No.
Oh, no, he says head out. He's seeing next session, so we're going to continue then.
Okay, cool. I guess he's protected, though. I don't like how he does this.
Yeah, since he's in the middle of a war, though I think they're at peace, but...
Yeah, okay. I could say more about that, but I'm not going to. So, yeah. I would recommend you go and check out the wiki page on the DLCs and just see which have the features you want. I wouldn't say there are any DLCs which you must have. The ones which I think, personally, are strong: Art of War, because it still improves warfare, and also Cradle of Civilization, because it adds things like professionalism and drill. Those, I would say, are like the ones with the nicest features, and probably Dharma, because it adds government reforms. But I wouldn't say that any DLCs are must-haves. And also, if you do decide to buy one of these games, then you can totally do that through my affiliate link, which you can find at this link here, and that means I get a little bit of a kickback. I think Castile might be finished. Maybe. They're still alive. They still have allies. And they did manage to save Burgundy, so Burgundy is still a valid ally. And Portugal didn't take that much. Remember, Portugal already owns most of this top area. So from that peace deal, 4 provinces. They only lost 4 provinces. And none of the really valuable ones here in the centre. How can you join one of these games? If you head over to my Discord channel, which you can find at that link there, all the details you need are in the Community Multiplayer tab. Yeah, I'll have a word with England after this, because this is the second time he's done it, and I don't like it. Do. So Muscovy is having rebel issues. Muscovy is having many rebel issues. Who are Muscovy's allies right now? I wonder how that's looking. Just the Ottomans. Although, actually, the Ottoman-Muscovite alliance is a pretty strong one. It's been around for a while. I'm somewhat surprised that nobody's starting to guarantee Sweden's independence again. Though I guess that Denmark kind of put paid to that for the time being. But I wonder if there's going to be an even stronger coalition spawning after that. Say you need a Mameluke player, would Castile go to him? I don't know. I'd need to think about that. Morocco did take out the Granada provinces. That's something I hadn't seen, but those were Granadas. They weren't actually... Well, yeah, they were technically Castiles. They were a march. Kildare's done well. Kildare, are you still colonising, and if so, where? St. Kitts, you are in the Caribbean. So, Kildare has finally made it out here. So I think this was all part of Portugal's plan, is he didn't want to go exploring too soon so that the maps didn't spread to the other players. So Portugal is still very much the one with the knowledge and the ability to spread over here, with the exception of Morocco, who also has exploration and has clearly been doing some exploration of his own. He has finished his colony in Brazil, so he has a hold over here, which... pirates! And then he is also getting a holding in Morocco, though he has not taken Havana. I don't think this is a centre of trade. No, it's not. And in fact, Karabas hasn't taken Barney, which is a centre of trade either. Like, their choices of territories are a little bit questionable. Don't think it's even to do with which has the highest base development. Oh, maybe. Yeah, if that one has a level 9, that has a level 8. I think he's basically going on dev chance. And I don't think we have any other colonial powers. I'm fairly sure we don't. So it's Kildare, Portugal, and Morocco now. Plus, weirdly enough, Daiviet and Brunei. Daiviet is slowly but surely completing his holdings over Taiwan, while Brunei is going for Australia. Although he's actually completed that one province. Where is he going next? He's actually got 2 colonists now. Oh, he's spreading west. Interesting. So Brunei has probably got his eye on the prize of getting better technology. Taking hold of Havani is actually a really good one, because that's an excellent pirate base for going after India. And also, I guess, Madagascar and maybe some of the coast of Africa, although 1, 2, 3 can reach up to here with pirates. 1, 2, 3 up to here. 1, 2, 3. You can reach the coast of Madagascar, but that's it. You can't actually reach Africa. Meanwhile, Morocco, with their pirate bases, 1, 2, 3 can reach all the way down here. 1, 2, 3, and the bottom of the Caribbean. And with this province, you can go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. No, 1, 2, 3. So you can always go 3 sea zones. It doesn't matter like colonial range or trade range or anything like that. It is entirely down to just sea zones. 3 sea zones. Don't you have to count the ones touching? No, don't think so. Oh, maybe you do. Yeah, maybe you do. Okay, so it's 1 sea zone less than what I was saying. I don't know, it's been a while since I did my pirate game. I can't remember this. I need to go back to that at some point. Okay, so yeah, Bob is saying he's not expecting to be protected. Okay, cool. So England is still good to go. Why don't I allow institution development? Because it's something I absolutely detest. I think it's really unrealistic how random cotton province in the middle of India just suddenly gets the Renaissance, for example. Why? What's it done to get the Renaissance? And there is a in-game system of spreading technologies naturally through the institution spread. So I just much prefer that. So you can still get it through, for example, knowledge sharing, which encourages agreements with other nations and therefore more diplomacy. And also it kind of promotes setting up actual natural spread of institutions based on the institution. So for example, if you want to get global trade, you build marketplaces or you try and acquire a couple of centers of trade, which will spread it naturally. Admittedly, that does mean that early on, it's difficult to get technologies. So Renaissance, printing press in particular, printing press is extremely difficult to get by not deving provinces. And feudalism, if you don't have it already, though most of the world does. But after that, global trade you can get from centers of trade, manufactories you can get from manufactories, and the Enlightenment you can get from building universities. That there are ways of doing all of this stuff. And the reason I say cotton is because cotton gives you cheaper dev cost. Cotton and cloth do it. And yes, the other reason is the AI doesn't do institution deving. That's another good reason. And there are ways of catching up. So, for example, if you hit Diplo 15 and you don't have the institution yet, then it will start to spread to you. Oh no, Renaissance is only from adjacents. Colonial as well. I think those other ones appear later. I don't think they're being shown right now. But I'm fairly sure once you hit like Diplo 10, then you start getting Renaissance if you hit Diplo 15, I think it is, for colonialism. It's something like that. And colonialism you can also get from having a colonial nation. So if Brunei, for example, finished off Australia, then Brunei would actually start getting colonialism. So I think Castile is starting to divide up his country for the would-be conquerors. Holland, Kildare, France, Portugal, Austria. It's very nice of him to divide up his country in that way. Morocco, Aragon, Burgundy. Although Burgundy's not a player nation right now. The Pope has pretender rebels. No, Naples has pretender rebels. Valado did for Val. Not sure that was quite intended. What's the time? So we've still got another half an hour to go. It's unlikely we'll see more player wars. Just like in the developer clash, there's kind of an unwritten rule which is very loudly trumpeted. Don't start player wars at the end of a session. Because if they carry over, then players have time to do diplomacy to try and pull in other players into those player wars. Those are some Gaelic separatists in Denmark. And Denmark, I think, was drilling but has now stopped. Kildare. I'm really impressed with Kildare. Kildare has played this one well. And I have to give credit to England, because England was also playing very, very well. It's just that England's allies were less loyal than Kildare's were. And Kildare was able to play the diplomatic game to backstab England, and then since then England has kind of struggled to recover. I thought they were going to do it when they were just fighting against Denmark. I think they may have pieced that one out a little bit too easily. But they can't... Yes, they could. Could they stab hit Denmark? I don't know if that has to be the war leader doing it. So I don't know if only Muscovy could have stab hit Denmark. I think England could have too. No, because then you can have individual countries stab hitting someone at the same time. Yeah, I think it's only the war leader that could do it. But England should have put pressure on Muscovy to be stab hitting Denmark, and he wasn't. Bacon. Why is he screaming about allies? Commonwealth, Timurids, and Muscovy are at war. Has Commonwealth got... Okay. What was I just saying about player wars? So the Commonwealth has just declared war on Muscovy, and the Ottomans said no. So Muscovy, which is suffering heavily from rebels, and a complete lack of manpower, and basically no money, and -2 stability, is currently fighting against the largest military in the world, and was abandoned by the Ottomans, who were probably the only power that could probably have gone kind of toe-to-toe with the Commonwealth. How is the Commonwealth's army looking in comparison, like number-wise? So the Commonwealth actually has the biggest army in the world now, even compared to the Ottomans, but the Ottomans plus... yeah. I was going to say the Ottomans plus Muscovy had over 100,000 troops. That's not true anymore. Muscovy has 15,000 men. So even if he did have the numbers, fighting against this probably wouldn't have worked. What Muscovy should do at this point is just attrition the Commonwealth. Just buy a line of mercenaries and just scorched earth everything in Muscovy, in Commonwealth's way. There are several forts down here which will hold the Commonwealth up. Now Helston is usually a fairly careful conqueror, and he will assign heavy artillery units to the places where there are forts, although he's not doing it here. That's unusual. Plus, of course, Muscovy has rebels, which does make that a little bit more difficult to do. What are the Blue Flames? Blue Flames are player wars. So we've got the Timurids and the Commonwealth fighting against Muscovy, I think. Yeah. So the Timurids may not... No, the Ottomans may not have joined because they didn't want to break their alliance with the Timurids, which would have happened. I'm still not convinced that that's going to be a wise choice, because the Ottomans have just isolated themselves. They're allied with Morocco, and that's it. Morocco is good at sea. Commonwealth don't care about the sea. Who are Portugal's allies? Castile is saying Portugal allied loads of people to kill Castile and broke it with them. It's a legit tactic. Kildare, France, and Aragon. Who did they ally that wasn't in that? Austria? I think Austria was the only one. And Austria is rather fickle when it comes to diplomatic agreements. They'll come in for like one stated goal and then leave. In the same way that Austria joined or attacked Aragon to break Naples away from them. Which is why Naples is currently independent. And Austria is definitely doing something here in northern Italy. I couldn't say what Austria's intentions are, especially as they are no longer the emperor. Bohemia is. No, Bohemia's a vassal. We have the mighty... Brunswick. Brunswick is currently the emperor. The 3-province minor. So the HRE is basically screwed at this point. I wonder who's even in it. Like, has Austria just left? No, Austria is still in it. So is Holland, actually, for that matter. Interesting. And Religious League. Holland has become fully Protestant. Denmark has gone Protestant. Castile is still converting, though I think that suffered a bit of setback. Portugal has a couple of Protestant provinces, the ones he took from Castile, but has not himself converted. It doesn't... Oh no, Reformed, yeah. We had Burgundy, who's going Reformed, probably. France might go Reformed. Oh. You know what? Going Reformed with France might actually be a good idea. Although I would not do that right now while his economy is suffering. Because remember, he did actually convert to Protestantism, and it was probably one of the major contributing factors to his loss in the Danish War. Oh, you're right. That's Brittany, but that is France. So one each. No, that's not even Brittany. That's Provence. Poland isn't... Bohemia isn't owned by Poland. Oh, you're right. Must have died before getting the positive relations. Oh, is that what ends it? Because he did go to war to claim the throne. So either the... Does a claim throne end if you get an heir? I'm not sure. Like, I've never played the diplomatic game in EU4, so I don't really know how that works. That's definitely like one of my weak points in EU4's gameplay, because I know it's a very legitimate way of expanding. I just don't like doing it.